What is up, Lunker League? It is spawn season. Bass are pairing up. Bass are suspended. Bass are roaming. So let's check out what's going on. Alright folks, so just to play around a little bit, got the Dobbins Fury season series 705 CB crankbait version. Got on a flat side crankbait. Toss it through here real quick. There's a lot of snags, so I just want to kind of get used to it, but I have a very limited angle on which I can actually cast. It's my first time casting this thing, so let me turn this up a wee bit more. See what we got. So right away, I want to loosen that up. I've heard these things, these Arden reels can really, nice. So definitely don't want to loosen up the brakes right now. I'm gonna go way more on the brakes. Luckily it's a floating type of lure, so I can get this back. I think I have I filled my reel up way too much. So yeah, let me definitely have to get used to this reel, right? So one, I'm gonna go way up on it, up on the tension knob, but then so I gotta turn my brakes way up. Oh my goodness. Let's just play around with this for a little bit. So I probably have way too much line on here, as you can see. I have a bad habit of that. Oh, yeah, and I'm gonna need definitely gonna need a little drag, right? There we go. Oh, look at that little hungry one right there. You can definitely go lipless here. In fact, that was the first thing I ever caught them on out here, was a lipless crankbait. So interesting. Let's do this. Huh. It does go pretty good. You can definitely feel it bumping. I went right by that thing. He didn't want it. I'd probably get a little bit better action from it as a jerkbait. But this rod is nice. You just throw your stuff out there. I'm gonna mess with this bass right here, this female, just because the male's not there, so. She ain't want it though. All right, went ahead and threw me on a jerkbait. This is a jerkbait I've used out here before. Got some good luck with it. So we're gonna try that out. Oh, I got hit. Oh, I think it was that male trying to defend his little nest. So we're gonna go this way with it. All right, there we go. Got one. Nice. Oh, I'm gonna end up losing this guy if I'm not careful. Oh, all right. Oh yeah. There we go. There we go. Off the husky jerk. Nice. And this rod handle's magnificent. This rod handle's great. All right, let's go ahead and take this out. So, better quality fish, and these are the fish I was trying to get at. So, happy about that. And I should go ahead and put these on for right now, especially when I'm dealing with these little treble hooks. Do my best to get this out here. All right. I'm good. It's just on the inside of the gill plate, not on the gills. Perfect. Figured that jerk bait would work. So here we are. Nice fish on the jerk bait. All right, let's roll. I'll put you out there where you could eat. You're like, look at all these little fish. That's what I wanted in the first place. Oh, I got hit. I just wasn't ready. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. He's good. He knows how to move it out of the way. Oh. Ah. All right, so, interesting. Now there's a couple more right there, so not all of them can be spawning. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go ahead and bring him up. Ooh. There we go. We're on the male. The mad male. Ooh. All right, guys. So let's put him down. Let's get these out. The male's been very protective of his female. He's been doing a great job at that. So let's get that out. So the little one, the male, I was trying to get to the female, but it is the second one on the jerk bait. Let's get him back out there so he can go right to her. Oh, he went the wrong way. You know what I'm gonna do next time? I see some other ones down there. I just want to try some other baits real quick, just because there's bass and bluegill over there, but the female and the male that are spawning, they're right here. The female's right there. Let me show you where my worm drops. They just got done spawning, so she's probably not going to respond to anything, but with that male.
Well, you got your own YouTube channel, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, man. I totally appreciate it.
Yeah, I was watching. I was telling my buddy, hey, man. Oh, you got him.
Yeah, I got him again. I know he's tired of getting caught. I just caught him on a jerk bait.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You see how he guards that female?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So where's your camera guy?
My camera guy?
Right there.
It's on my chest.
Yeah. Oh, right there?
Yeah. All right, Dinky, I just caught this guy on a jerkbait, so I'm gonna put him back so he can protect his little nest.
I told you this place is loaded with fish. I saw you on YouTube. I said, man, it's hella early, but this guy's been catching it. I've been. I used to come in every year.
What's up, Lunker League? So I hope you got an opportunity to see all those bass swimming around. In fact, right there at the boat launch, there was 2 bass in the middle of spawn. I could barely even fish. It was amazing to see. You could see that male corralling that female, her turning on her side. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out right there at the boat ramp, because there's a lot of activity. When people are putting their boat up on their trailer, they're hitting the throttle. I'm not sure how their whole little thing is gonna work out, how they're gonna protect those eggs, but it was fascinating to watch. In addition to that, you can see I was working with a new setup, a Dobbins Fury 705 CB. That's a crankbait rod. That's something I've never really dealt with before. Plus I have on an Arden Tournament Series Apex reel, and I'm out there throwing first a lipless crankbait, but then I got into a jerkbait, which I thought was a great match for a lot of those suspended fish. And it actually proved successful on a number of occasions. But this rod, something I'm just not really used to, but it is an incredible rod. I've never really had a crankbait rod before. Most of my rods, generally from being a bank angler, I have medium heavies, I have heavies, you know, things that are very versatile rods. Most of the time, they're multifunctional rods. I haven't really settled in on a straight crankbait rod before, so it was quite an experience. It is a 7-foot medium heavy, but it has a more moderate taper to it. So you can see when that bass hit my jerkbait, how it loaded up deep in the rod, which is amazing. So you can feel that fish is pinned. It's not going anywhere, even though you can feel it fighting. Didn't quite have that backbone of, say, my jig rods, and it's not supposed to, but it's a completely different feel. I almost felt like at first I lost that first fish, just the way I had to get used to that rod, but the whole time it kept that fish extremely pinned, and got him to the boat, got another one, and really enjoy that rod. Now for the reel, it's just taking me some time to get used to. Like I said, I'm a little bit new to fishing, so the bait casters, you can feel the different nuances. Some I dial in right away, some take a little bit of time. This one is taking a little bit more to work with. Like I was saying, I filled it up a little bit too much. I think that's just something I have to learn about, not putting so much line on my reel, because what I did is I went over to the side and stripped off about, say, 15, 20 yards of it, and it started to function a lot better. I was getting used to the casting. It will take me some time to dial in. The Apex reel, it's a pretty light reel. It's about 6 ounces, so the whole setup is a really nice setup and feel in your hand. Like I said, I just had to get used to casting it out and how it felt handling the lures. But overall, it's gonna be a great setup. I'm looking forward to having a great time using that rod and reel combo. So the first fish I caught out there, these were some suspended bass that I've been trying to catch for a while using different techniques, Wacky rig Senko, which worked occasionally. I've used a weightless Senko out there to catch those out there in the middle, but that jerkbait I think really was the key at this time. There's a few other baits I want to try out there, but really enjoyed using that jerkbait. That is a Husky jerk, the HJ10 size, so about 3.5 inches or so with that translucent body. Like I said, I've had some experience with that out there before. I have a few jerk baits that I want to go ahead and try out, but I figured that one was pretty solid. I caught a few fish before, so I threw it out there and had some success. That second bass that I ended up, I believe, catching twice, that was the male in that spawning duo. So very protective. I had to actually work quite hard to hook that bass. He would be pushing my jerkbait out of the way, and I'm not sure I would do it. He would nose it off and not get the hooks. So took a little bit to get him to commit, but got him nonetheless. And then I turned around and got him on the drop shot. So incredible time out there. If you didn't see the fish through the first run of the video, definitely go back and just look deep into that water, and you'll see those shadows moving around. Gonna get back out there as I start to see more of those fish commit. That was actually the first fish I had seen spawning. And where the boat ramp is, it's all concrete, so there wasn't really much of a bed. But to know that they were spawning, you could see him corralling her turning on her side on a number of times, and him just being a rogue and getting rid of all the other little males that were in the area. So I had a great time out there using that rod and reel. I plan to get into some cranking with that rod. I tried the square bill. I think what would really shine out there is the lipless crankbait. And I'll have more on that rod and reel setup as time comes. I don't want to be premature on my assessment. Like I said, I'm trying to bring you guys the best. But as a cranking rod, I'm already impressed. I mean, that will be my system. I'll just have to work out my feel with that reel. I want to work with it, even though it's a little bit difficult for me at this time. Like I said, many of my other reels have dialed right in for me, and that one's taken me a little bit of time. But from what I see, I shouldn't really have a problem in the future. If you have any questions about that rod, I know Tackle Warehouse sells that rod, and there was a great review on that rod from Tactical Bassin in terms of being a great crankbait rod. It cost me about $119. So on that same $100 mark, not too expensive to get some great quality. So wanted to bring that to you. Definitely stay tuned for more, because I'm going to be going back to get those fish off those beds, trying a few new tricks. So if you've been here this long, Lunker League, love y'all. Stay tuned. Keep it positive. Keep fishing. Keep grinding. And I'm out.